Are you guys here now? Are you guys back on? I don't know if I got booted or not. Hello? Are you guys here? There we go. I don't know. Maybe I got booted. I guess I got booted. Hi guys. Okay, I'm gonna start back over because I guess I was. Well, Lee was here. Lee was here, and I was talking to Lee, and I was like, "Hi, Linda. Hi, everybody." Weird. Okay, I'm gonna start all. Let's take this from the beginning. Hi, Miss Lois. Hi, Tammy. What? I don't know. Maybe maybe we just got booted. Okay, guys. Hi, guys. Let's try this again. Welcome. I hope you guys are doing well. I've just been talking to air. I've just been talking away. And then I didn't see the chat moving, and I'm like, Lee, and Lee was like, I'm here. And I thought, well, Lee's hearing me. And I'm like, Tammy, where are you? And I'm like, Linda. Okay, let's start all over. Hi, Cindy. Gosh, can I blame this on Mercury retrograde? I love that Keith was like, hey, are you on? And I'm like, what's Keith texting me for? I'm like, Keith, I'm live. Whoops. Whoopsie. Hi, Miss Denise. It's Wacky Wednesday. Well, okay, here we go. Welcome to the R.I.F.T Nation Network. I am your host, Joni Skinner. Let's try this again. We are streaming now, Uranus, live on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and Facebook. Here's Lois and Denise. Uranus. That's right. It is, Denise. Look at this. Hello, Wacky Wednesday. Yeah, here's Tammy. I was the first to say high five. You know what? Thought I was talking to the chat, and I was talking to you guys. Maybe I forgot to hit the live button. Do you think I just hit like all and thought I was live? Or maybe I got booted. I didn't know. Whoops. Well, let's start over again. I am so glad you guys are with me tonight. Let's start over again. Okay, here's the story that I said in the beginning. Linda had just texted me information on the case that we covered last week with the 3 little girls and dad that had been missing. And there had been they believe that there was a spotting. He was spotted south. So we're going to keep up with that. Linda will keep us informed. There have been no breaks in that case. So here's I was talking to Tammy and Lee in the chat. Whoops. We're going to blame it on Uranus and Wacky Wednesday. Okay, here's Miss Denise. I love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Lois. Lois was like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Oh, I wanted to show you. I'll show you guys this again. Here we go. Hi, Dragon. How are you? How are you guys? Hi, Chris. How are you, dear? Look, I want to show you guys. This is from our special friends, and Primo Search and Rescue Group out of Englewood, Florida, is Peace River Canine Search and Rescue. You know who we love. We love Peace River. And Splash, Michael is one of the premier search and rescue trainers with the horses, the dogs, and now we have Splash, the otter. Splash is the otter, and we love Splash. Well, look what I got on. The official, oh, you know what? I wonder if I could change it over here, show you guys. Look, the official Splash t-shirt. Now, Splash is a river otter. Look, I got it. Okay, there we go. Here's Splash t-shirt. There we go. So this little, this actual drawing of Splash was done. Michael takes Splash and goes to the schools in the area and introduces Splash. And one of the students drew this design of Splash. Splash is now doing search and recovery in the creeks around Florida. So we'll have Splash and Michael come on that we can meet Splash for a show. For sure, for sure. So this is Splash, our little otter. He's our official mascot on Mysteries Beyond the Scenes, is Splash. We are Team Splash. I am seriously on Team Splash. So I just wanted to show you guys that. I loved it. Team Splash. We're Team Splash. Mysteries is Team Splash. So let's get started for tonight. Thank you guys for hanging in with me. Jeez. Here we go. Look at this, you guys. The Devil in the Ozarks, that we covered this in Arkansas. Remember, this is our case where he just took the cart out and left the prison. 30 years left. If you guys recall, there was an elite tracking team from Border Patrol that came up in Pennsylvania when Calcavecchi escaped from jail. And that tracking team, that elite tracking team from El Paso at the border, tracked him. Same team caught him. Same team. He was found a mile from the creek. They got him. They tracked him and they got him. Found less than a mile from the prison along what was called Moccasin Creek. It was northwest. Okay, so we have the mapping from last week, and I put the white arrows up. I don't really know where he was found, but those are our northwest lines. I'm going to look for this creek, Moccasin Creek. That's where he was found, a mile out. And see that little wedge right there? I'm wondering if he was found in between that wedge where I put the white arrows. So tonight, right before the show, I found where they found him at Moccasin Creek. So I'm going to look tomorrow at Moccasin Creek. So we got one behind bars. That's good news. Good news. Let's get the other guy up in Washington that Linda said, the article that Linda sent me said that he had been spotted south. Now, this particular guy is very well versed in the outdoors. He is really, so they need to get this tracking team from El Paso up there. All righty, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Jeez, Wacky Wednesday. That's like Taco Tuesday. We got Wacky Wednesday. We got Whoopsie Wednesday. Whoops, hit the button. Okay, you guys, this case caught my eye, and I'm going to post his missing person case, missing person poster on my Facebook page. I'll post it on R.I.F.T Nation Network page. And if you guys could please just go in and get a copy of this, and please share it on your Facebook feed. Let's get his poster out on social media. Little Manny has been missing since May the 8th from Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is a lot of strange circumstances surrounding this particular case. 16-year-old Jordan, but everybody calls him Manny. He's been missing since May the 8th from Columbia Heights, Minnesota, which is a suburb of Minneapolis. He was last seen at the 4900 block of University Avenue Northeast. Now, Manny's situation, his mother said this was not his behavior whatsoever. You know, his mother did a press conference with the authorities, and I was so touched by her. She said he was staying with his father. He was due to come home on June the 4th. She had talked to him daily. He was so excited. He had just gotten a job. She was going to take him to go pick up his Social Security card so that he could start his new job. She said every night, every week, she would send him like an allowance. And, I don't know if it was Venmo or what Cash App it was. And every time he would thank her, I love you, Mom. Thank you. See you soon. And his mom said, this was a really good boy. And she had last received a text from him on May the 8th at 4:03 a.m. when he thanked her for sending his allowance money. And his mother stated that every night Manny, now, I mean, isn't this so 16-year-oldish? This is so 16. Every night Manny would FaceTime his girlfriend, and they would literally almost fall asleep talking to each other on FaceTime. That's so 16-year-old, so cute. And what has happened is Manny's, okay, let's just go on and we'll look at this doll. Look at this sweet boy. And here's another poster of Manny, Jordan Manny Collins, last seen on May the 8th. Please contact his mother or law enforcement. There's the number. And what had happened is his father, the police have stated they have a person of interest. They won't say who it is, but yet they had found some forensic information from where he was staying, which was at the father's home, and they were getting it tested. Through some tips and clues that they were being extremely tight-lipped, law enforcement went up to the landfill close to the home. So they have been extremely tight-lipped. Dad is not, as of recently, was not speaking to authorities, not giving up much information, which, that, who knows? We don't really know. They're being very tight-lipped during this investigation. But his mother is extremely open with everything. And this is what they had set up at the landfill. The FBI is now involved, okay, for Manny. They're also searching a river close by. Now, the police are asking, there's his beautiful mother. She was just absolutely darling. The police are asking, and this is why we need to get his missing poster, get this out on social media, because it's not picking up a lot of media attention. The police want people within the area of the university area to please check your Ring cameras, check your business cameras. Everybody from, May 8th on till about the 11th, I believe they said, it's on the poster, to please check your Ring cameras. So they're asking for help from the public. They have been canvassing the businesses, but for people to do so. They may not have heard about Manny's case. So let's look at the astrology. If you've never watched the show before, this is called an event chart on forensic astrology. Forensic astrology takes the time that Manny was last, he last talked to his mom at 4:03 a.m. He was in Columbia Heights, Minnesota. That's the time I used. We have to have an accurate timestamp on the event chart. This is not a natal chart like normal astrology. It's called an event chart. So we look at the time and we look for clues that the astrology tells us what has happened. The pink arrows represent Manny. Okay? So Manny is represented by the zodiac sign of Pisces, where I circled it in pink. What is the ruling planet of Pisces? That is Neptune. Well, look at there. We see Neptune right at close to the ascendant. Okay. Manny is also, if you look at the other pink arrow represented by the moon is always considered what we call the co-ruler. So there's always dual victim planets that we look at. We look at the moon always, and we look at the ruling planet of the chart, and that represents Manny. Whatever it was right in front of him. Because if it's near the ascendant or right on that line of the ascendant, something occurred right in front of him. Now, remember, he was taken against his will. That's what the police have told us. Was he abducted in a vehicle? We don't know. We haven't been told anything. If we have a perp in a crime, like we do here, because the police are saying he was apparently abducted against his will, it would be represented by the sign of Virgo, which is circled in purple. What is the ruling planet of Virgo? It's Mercury. So the purple arrow, I found Mercury. Well, look at that. Mercury is right clumped in with Manny. Okay. So what else are we being told? Not a whole lot. We know he was in danger because he's sitting right on what we call the descendant or the DC line, which represents the perp. It's right at that angle. So he was in danger this absolutely occurred around the 4:03 timing. We have a death. We have a pattern starting at 4:03 a.m. We look at the brown arrow up at the top of the chart in the 11th house, Pluto. Okay. Pluto would designate chaos. It could also be the unalive. 11th house means it's someone that because that's the house of friends, social acquaintances, somebody he knew. Was it a friend? Was Manny abducted, taken? We don't know that. We don't know. So the chart, it was a confusing chart. It looks like it was within the neighborhood because the 3rd house has Jupiter. So Jupiter would represent near a church or a school. Was Manny near a church or a school? All indications in this chart with Libra up there, Gemini down in the 3rd house, it could be 2 people involved. I'm not saying it was, but it could be. 3rd house represents within the neighborhood. Jupiter usually represents areas of places that we can look at, a church, a school. That's what Jupiter represents, a university, usually a school. So let's look at the 2nd house. This is odd because I circled it in orange. The 2nd house represents an older man Uranus can either represent chaos, unexpected, something of that nature, but it can also represent, like we talked about last week, railroad tracks, an airport, electrical wires. So this chart is giving us an idea that he was out in the neighborhood, in the third house, in the neighborhood area. Somebody knew him. It was somebody that he knew of or knew. It's very, yeah, I agree with that, Dragon. It's a fascinating chart, but I think it's just the beginning of what we call, okay, we have what charts where it could be the beginning of a pattern. It could be the beginning of an unalive pattern, an abduction pattern. This is not really giving us the details that we really want to see. Okay, we know that there was something chaotic, that he knew someone within the neighborhood, more than likely was an older man involved, unexpected, and it was right in front of him. So it was somebody he knows that something has occurred. So this is when you just kind of wait until this crime is solved, and then you go back and you look at the chart and it'll scream at me. But for now, it's like, crap, tell me more. I wish I had we've got an exact time, but the mapping tells a different story. What is the mapping? We take all of where the planets are and what sign they are in according to degree, and use math and do the bearings, and from where he was at the house. And it looks like either could be 2.7 miles, 0.27 miles, or 27 miles, because that's the mileage that we're seeing at what we call the IC. That's the fourth house and the ascendant, the AC. The IC is usually the end of the matter, okay? The mapping tells us a different story, and this is what I want to show you guys on his case. Okay, this is the mapping. The middle of the map is where he was located. Now, what I love about this particular mapping is we've got very, very tight areas of interest for them to look. Now, does that mean that's where he is? It could be, but it could also mean this is where you can find some additional clues. Every piece of a forensic astrology chart will give you information. And I'll give you an example. I did a mapping for a search and rescue group, and I sent it to them, and they found the guy. They found the gentleman they were looking for. He was a missing person. He was a missing person, but he didn't want to really be found. But he was missing. So after the fact, the guy from Search and Rescue said to me, every single line, they went to every single area that the map had shown them. And he stated that every single line, they ended up at an ex-girlfriend's house. They ended up at a brother-in-law's house. They ended up where he used to work. So every part of the mapping that I had supplied to them, something had to do with this particular person that was missing. So it does tell a story. If you're in search and rescue, go to the lines, and it's tedious, but search and rescue it is a map. So let's look a little bit closer. Now, one other thing with this chart. Remember they looked at Elk River at the landfill? I wanted to mark the landfill on the map. And that red dot up at the left is the landfill. Not one line went to the landfill. The mileage to the landfill was exactly what the ascendant said. So the circle that I drew was the exact mileage to the landfill. But none of the lines from the planets went to the landfill. So, I wonder if they found, I don't know. We haven't heard anything about the landfill. We don't know if they found anything. So I zoomed in on the map. Now, in this area of Minneapolis, I'm not familiar with Minneapolis, but it looks like northeast Minneapolis. Look at that river. It says Mississippi River, but I didn't know the Mississippi River went there. I don't know. This Columbia Park area, the arts area, in between those wedges are areas where there could be something of interest, where the tight wedges are in that map. Look at that. East Bethel area up there. That is tight. There are so many lines that are going north up into that area. Could be somebody that saw something. It could be somebody that witnessed something. It could be somebody that knows something. We don't know. So look at that. That's tight. Look at that down here. Lakeville, that area down by Lakeville. All of these areas that the lines are hitting in this particular area, especially that they're very, very tight, over to the eastern part, there are tight wedges as well. Also in the Wyoming Forest Lake area. So those are some areas to look. Also Maple Grove. So that was his mapping. If I hear any more, I'll certainly see if I got any more. Yeah, that's just the Minneapolis. So that was the mapping that I got for little Manny. And again, just such a young, sweet boy that his mom said it's such a great kid. So I will post, like I said, I will post his missing poster on social media. And we'll just, if everybody that's in the chat tonight or watching the show can please just share it. If one of us shares it out and then 3 of our friends share it out, we can start it sharing. Isn't that crazy, Dragon? Look at that. It's very, very tight. I get so excited when I see these tight lines because then I know that if somebody got their hands on this map, they would come up with something. And I put the white arrows marking the areas of interest around where I would start. Look at that. They're together. So that tells us something definitely. I would love to be search and rescue with this because every time I do a map for search and rescue, I get so nervous when the lines are wide. They have big, huge areas to hone in on. But this would be like, let's just go to this area, even drive around the area, see what pops up. But it's true. They're very, very tight. Very, very tight. Hello, Sir Keith. Thank you. I think if I don't, either I got booted or I didn't hit the button right. The live, I was just talking to people in the chat and I wasn't even live. It's Whoops Wednesday. Denise said it was Wacky Wednesday. Whoops. So that is Manny's case. We will definitely, for his lovely mom, they were checking the river. That's quite a setup, y'all, and Tammy can testify to this, being search and rescue herself. That's quite a setup to go and put at a landfill. I'm not going to second guess search and rescue, but I think something They must have found something to take them to the search and to the landfill. Thank you, Sir Keith, for checking with me because I thought I was live. Whoops. I was talking away. Keith, I was talking on this show. I thought I was talking to Lisa. I know. It's crazy. It's been a crazy week. I've been looking at too many astrology charts. I've been looking at way too many astrology charts. The astrology is really crazy right now, so just be very careful this weekend. Up until about 6 days, we just had a full moon for you guys, just for like under personal astrology. We just had a full moon, and it was pretty gnarly. It had what we call I think it was either a grand cross or a T-square. Oh, look at this. Really? Greetings. I'm born and raised in Minneapolis. Hello, goddess. This story hits literally. Thank you so much for lending to help bring Manny home. You are welcome, goddess. If you want to reach out to me and email me or hit me up on Facebook, I can get this map to you, honey, for Manny, because we are going to share. We're going to share Manny's poster, missing poster, everywhere that we can. If everybody shares his missing poster, please check the ring cameras too. But here is the map, dear, and I can get it to you, and you can make it bigger and smaller as well. There's the map in Minneapolis. Those areas, my dear, if you're, born and raised in that area, hun, there's a great area. That area for sure. This area, I don't know what it is, but I'd be happy to get it to you, honey, or if you can cut and paste it from here if you'd like. Keith, where is she? She okay? That's so funny. You guys are so funny. That's so sweet. Thank you. Can you talk about this strawberry moon too? Yes. I sure will. The strawberry moon is just it's a very close moon. However, this particular moon was in the sign of Sagittarius. Okay? So Sagittarius is all about the truth. Finding the truth. Jupiter is the ruler. So Jupiter is, our abundance, its growth, its legal issues. It is the truth teller. So Sag is higher consciousness, higher education. It was opposing Gemini. Okay? So it was opposing Gemini. Now, what we have is called as you know, Linda, right now, we are seeing transits and aspects in astrology that, like I told you guys, a lot of astrologers have gone back to 3000 BC. We cannot find records of what the heavens are doing right now. We don't know. So call it what you want. Call it the age of Aquarius. Call it the new world. I don't know what to call it. I just call it something new, something exciting. It's very positive. This particular full moon, though, has what we call a pretty gnarly square with Mars and Uranus. I think it's either a T-square or we've got a grand cross going on in this particular full moon. It is not one to mess with. It's one to kind of step back, put your feet in the ground and say, should I be saying this? Should I be watch yourself with this full moon? It's also the Uranus-Mars, again, Uranus-Mars square. Mars is our drive and our energy. It can be law enforcement. It can be the military. Is squaring with Uranus. They're fighting. Uranus is breakthroughs. It's rebellion. It's space. It's cryptocurrency. It's astrology. It's the future. Uranus is breakthroughs. It's lightning. That's why we've been having all these earthquakes, because Uranus is squaring Mars. It should separate by a little bit after the weekend. Now, like I've always said, when we have like the Mars-Pluto square, Uranus and Mars, these two together, okay, and we've got Uranus at 28 degrees because it's getting ready to switch signs. It is at what we call a malefic degree. It's very, very strong right now at 28 degrees. If you are out and you're this weekend and you're out and about and you're at the pool or you're at a picnic, you're at a park, you're at a mall, even at the movie, and your intuition says something, I don't need to be here, get out. Because of the fact that Uranus and Mars clashing, things can go sour, and they can go sour very, very quickly. So if you are in a crowd and it's going to be, they're going to be rebellious and they're going to be rambunctious, because we've also got Mars in Leo, which is a fire sign. So just be very, very mindful of this square. Be vigilant. When your intuition tells you to leave, you leave. That's all. Oh, watch your speeding too. If you're driving your car, slow down. You're going to get a ticket with this Jupiter energy, because Jupiter is law, legal. You're going to get a ticket. So don't drive fast. So that's the strawberry moon. It is a very truth-seeking moon. There are some beautiful, beautiful aspects to it too. But I just like to tell people, be very cautious of Uranus and Mars together. Be careful. So one thing that is really wonderful in America's chart is that Cancer, we're a Cancer chart. So Cancer is in our 8th house, I think, of America's chart. Jupiter just moved there. Jupiter in America's natal chart is sitting right with Venus. Now, I'm not a money investor. I'm horrible at it. I have no idea. I have no clue. But I know Venus represents the stock market. With Jupiter hitting it, the stock market is going to do very well. And then the next sign Jupiter hits in the U.S. chart is the sun. Boom. I mean, and then we're in the magic triangle. So if we get through the weekend until this separates, things will be fine. We got to get through July, get through Uranus, and probably from September, November, we're good. We just got a lot of things shifting. All the outer planets are shifting. We've never seen this like it's shifting in the heavens right now. You have to just step back, take care of yourself, breathe, and you have to remember, we've had with Neptune and Saturn, the mask has come off. So we were delusional for 13 years. We were being lied to. We were not being told the truth. Now we're starting to see the truth. And that can feel like betrayal. We're going to feel like, well, I didn't know that. I feel stupid. I mean, so many things that I didn't know. Like, I didn't know that happened. So there's a lot going on. Just be very careful with this strawberry moon. Meat just came to mind. Stocks in meat. As long as it's American beef. I don't know about meat. I don't know about meat, Lee. I don't know about money either. I'm horrible. If I say something, do the opposite, because I make the worst financial decisions in the world. I'm terrible. It's awful. But I try. I'm not good with money. Not good with money. Here's Denise. I had several tabs open, thought maybe Facebook was having issues. No, you were having Joni issues. So that is the show tonight, you guys. Yes, be very careful. Watch this weekend with these with everything that's going on in our country right now. Just be vigilant. Be very careful. Things are not what we think they are with this Neptune Saturn. I've been saying that for months now. You know, the mask is off. We're going to be shown the things in time. It's coming. But we've got to let all of these energies of all of this shifting calm down. Neptune and Saturn, it's a push and a pull. It's like the boundaries are leaving. With Neptune, Saturn is saying, wait a minute. I'm the authority. This is how we're going to do it. So just be mindful, you guys. Yes. Yes, I do, hon. Yes, I'm on Facebook, Joni Templeton Skinner. And then if you guys would like to know more about astrology, I do have the private astrology Facebook page. It's called Astrology, the Series. It's a private group, and it's all different levels of astrology. Linda, Denise, Lois, Keith, everybody's in the group. We have a ball. We have a great time. It's all about natal charts. It's all about every astrology. And Miss Cindy, too. Miss Cindy, Miss Surrender and Shine. Cindy is somebody that Cindy would calm everything in your life with, and you know, if you know anybody that does any energy work like Cindy does, and you need your energy calmed, reach out to them, because energy is whacked right now. And I'm sure, Cindy, you're seeing people and they're just losing their stuff because they don't understand energy and don't understand what's going on. Be careful around if you're in an earthquake zone, because Uranus is going to be rocking us till about July. Just be very mindful of that. And, you know, if you're near a volcano, I don't know too many people that live near a volcano, but you know what I did today? I'm not in an earthquake zone. I actually added earthquake insurance to my policy. It's like $8 a year. I just till Uranus gets there in July, and then I'll cancel it. I did. It's weird, but I did it. I don't know. So be careful this week. Stay vigilant. Uranus and Mars, they're going to be they're exact today, so they're going to start to separate. Things ease off. This is a full moon that's really, really very, very strong. Yeah, we do, Cindy. We do. This, you know, there's been a lot of shifting of energies, and luckily through astrology, we know what they are. So we can navigate it. We know we know what's coming. We know to slow down when we're driving. And you know, you guys, I think that's half the battle, is when you know. It's when you don't know. It's like, what's going on? Because your intuition's telling you something's weird. You can go about your daily life and not fear. Never fear. We don't fear here. Fear is not on the agenda. So just be very, very careful. Be good to yourself, you know. Be good. And thanks for bearing with me. That was funny. Whoops. So have a great week. Have a great weekend. Everybody stay safe. Oh, we love you, Miss Lois. To our cancers, staying safe, y'all. All of our cancers, like Miss Linda, Miss Lois, that they look out for all of us. And what would we do without our cancers? You know, they take care of us. They look out for all of us. We love our cancers. They're so nurturing. Yeah, everybody have a great week, September. I'm going to the beach. September is eclipse season. Lord have mercy. Everybody have a great week. We've got an old cold case, an interesting cold case for next week. It's interesting. So, honey, you too. You are our northern friends. We love you guys. Have a great week. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Have a super week. I love you guys. Have a great week. and be safe. Oh, thank you, Dragon. Night, everybody. Be careful, you guys. Be safe out there.